Then she said quietly, "It doesn't matter." That told me everything. She knew. My father called again the next day. This time he tried threats. "I talked to a guy who knows real estate law," he said proudly. "The contract is legally binding." "Did your buddy explain what happens if the signature was forged?" I asked. Silence. Then anger. "You think you're smarter than everybody because you live in London." "No," I said calmly. "I just know what forgery means." Another silence. That silence mattered. Because innocent people deny accusations immediately. Guilty people pause first. Then my mother called alone. At first, she sounded emotional. Then she accidentally told the truth. "We had no choice," she cried. "The venue needed a guarantor. Our credit was ruined." I sat up straighter. "So you used my information?" "We had your social security number and tax papers from your old room." My chest tightened. "You forged my signature." "We didn't steal anything," she snapped suddenly. "You're our daughter." There it was. The confession. A few days later, Dylan warned me about a family brunch. My mother was gathering everyone together. Apparently the goal was to help Athena see reason. Rachel laughed when I told her. "They think they're staging an intervention," she said. "What if they are? Then let them." Sunday morning, the contract finally arrived in my email. I opened the PDF slowly. There it was. The guarantor agreement. My name typed neatly across the page. And below it, a signature. Athena Sinclair. But not my handwriting. Someone had tried to copy it. The loops looked wrong. The slant was wrong. The pressure was wrong. I opened my passport beside the contract. My real signature sat there clearly. The two signatures didn't match. Not even close. "That's not my signature," I whispered. Rachel came to the hotel immediately. We sat together at the small desk reviewing everything. "That's textbook forgery," she said. I wrote a formal letter to the venue's legal department. I explained everything. Attached my passport signature. Requested an investigation. Rachel added one final sentence. "Please preserve the original document for forensic analysis." Then we waited. A day later, the venue replied. They were officially investigating the signature. And they had suspended all collection efforts against me. Rachel smiled when she read the email. "They already believe you." Then Karen, the event coordinator, sent another message privately. She remembered who dropped off the contract. "An older gentleman," she wrote. "He signed the paperwork in person at the front desk. My father. My father walked into that venue and signed my name himself. Like my identity belonged to him." Sunday finally arrived. The brunch. The family meeting. The public pressure campaign. I dressed carefully. White blouse. Navy blazer. Professional. Controlled. The folder sat beside me in the car. Contract copy. Passport. Venue letters. Everything perfectly organized. When I walked into Aunt Caroline's house, 15 people looked up at once. My father sat at the head of the table. My mother beside him. Paige next to Tyler. There wasn't even a chair for me. Dylan quietly stood up and got one from the kitchen. Then my father began. "We're here because Athena made a commitment and refuses to honor it." My mother dabbed fake tears from her eyes. "We didn't want this to become public." Paige looked down sadly. "I just wanted my sister at my wedding." The performance was impressive. Everyone started speaking. "Athena, just do the right thing. Your parents could lose their home. You make enough money." Nobody asked if the story was true. They simply accepted it. But then I noticed Tyler. He looked confused. "What contract?" he whispered to Paige. She quietly replied, "I'll explain later." That was interesting. He didn't know. My father finally looked at me confidently. She can't defend herself because she knows she signed it. That's when I stood. The room became silent. I placed the contract in the center of the table. "This is the guarantor agreement everyone keeps talking about," I said. Then I placed my passport beside it. "And this is my real signature." People leaned forward. Aunt Caroline picked up the papers first. Then Uncle Roger. Then even Cousin Beth finally stopped looking at her phone. The difference was obvious. "These signatures don't match," I said calmly. "The Whitmore estate is officially investigating forgery." I placed the legal letter beside the contract. My father's face turned gray. "That's ridiculous," he said weakly. "You probably signed electronically." "No," I said. The venue coordinator confirmed an older gentleman signed the paperwork in person. Silence filled the room. Heavy silence. Then Aunt Caroline slowly looked at my father. "Gerald, did you forge her signature?" He opened his mouth. Closed it. Finally he whispered, "We had no choice." Uncle Roger stood immediately. "You committed fraud?" My mother started crying. "We were desperate." Then Tyler turned toward Paige. "You knew?" She grabbed his arm. "Tyler. You knew your father forged your sister's name?" "It was complicated." "It's a crime," he said quietly. The room exploded. Questions. Arguments. Shock. Anger. And through all of it, I stayed calm. Finally, I raised one hand. Silence returned. "I'm not pressing charges," I said. Everyone stared. "But I want everyone here to understand 3 things." I held up one finger. "I never signed that contract." Second finger. "I flew 18 hours for Paige's wedding and was thrown out because my father was afraid I'd discover the truth." Third finger. "I will not carry debts that were never mine." My mother started crying harder. "Athena, please." "No," I said softly. "I'm done being the person this family only calls when they need money, signatures, or someone to blame." I gathered my papers. Then I looked around the room one last time. "Kindness is not a contract," I said. "And family is not a blank check." Then I walked out. Nobody stopped me. Outside, the winter air felt cold and clean. As I reached my car, I heard shouting through the open window. Tyler's voice. "You lied to me about the money. You lied about your sister. What else did you lie about?" I didn't stay to listen. Dylan came outside a minute later. "That took guts," he said quietly. "You helped." He shrugged. "Most people inside are on your side now." "What about Tyler?" "He says he needs space." I nodded. Then I drove away. Monday morning, while checking out of the hotel, I received the final email from the Whitmore estate. The investigation was complete. The signature did not match mine. The guarantor agreement was officially void. All $38,000 in debt returned to the original contracting parties. Gerald and Donna Sinclair. I stood in the hotel lobby reading the email over and over. Finally, it was over. I owed nothing. 3 days after I returned to London, Paige called. Her voice sounded smaller. "We cancelled Bali," she said quietly. "Tyler says he can't trust me." I stayed silent. "He wants us to use the honeymoon money to help pay the venue." "Are you going to?" I asked. "I think I have to." Then she started crying. Real crying. Not performance. Not manipulation. Just pain. "I was wrong," she whispered. "Yes," I said gently. "You were. How do I fix it?" "You start by telling the truth." The call ended quietly. No magical ending. No instant forgiveness. Just honesty for the first time. A week later, my father called. The venue was threatening legal action. He had sold the truck. Sold store equipment. Trying to pay the debt. Then he admitted something else. I also signed your name for the table and chair rentals, he said. Another $4,500. I closed my eyes. Dad, I'm not saving you from this. I know, he whispered. Then, for the first time in years, he apologized without excuses. I thought you'd quietly pay, he admitted. Because that's what I've always done, I said. Yes. That honesty hurt more than the forgery. Because he was right. I had spent years quietly cleaning up everyone else's messes. No more. Months passed. Life slowly changed. Gerald and Donna started a payment plan with the venue. My mother got a part-time job at a grocery store. Paige and Tyler entered counseling. The venue chose not to press criminal charges. One afternoon, my mother mailed me a handwritten letter. It said, I'm learning what it means to earn a relationship instead of demanding one. I didn't answer right away. Not because I hated her. Because I was finally learning that I didn't have to rush to fix everything. Back in London, life became quieter. Steadier. I started saying yes to things. Dinner invitations. Weekend trips. Long conversations with people who actually cared about me. For years, I confused independence with isolation. I thought strength meant needing nobody. But Rachel taught me something different. Sometimes strength means letting good people stay. Months later, I finally called Paige again. The conversation was simple. How's work? She asked. Busy. How's Tyler? We're working on things, she said quietly. Then she paused. I'm glad you called. And this time, I believed her. Not because everything was fixed. But because for once, there was no hidden agenda underneath the conversation. No request. No manipulation. Just honesty. Now it's spring in London. I still think about that wedding sometimes. The gravel path. The violin music. My father telling me only family was allowed. In a strange way, he was right. The problem was that he forgot what family actually means. Family isn't a performance. It isn't fake wealth. It isn't using someone else's name like it belongs to you. Family is choice. It's Rachel bringing coffee to my hotel room when I almost gave up. It's Dylan sending screenshots because he knew the truth mattered. It's Paige finally speaking honestly after years of pretending. I still keep my passport on the shelf beside my desk. My signature is inside. Clean. Certain. Mine. My name is Athena Sinclair. I live alone in a small flat beside the river. I read contracts for a living. And I finally understand something important. Saying no to what hurts you is also saying yes to yourself. Nobody